Hi, and welcome to the WynActive Webcast today. It's been I tell you what, it's a fascinating journey we're on, and speaking to so many really interesting people with so many stories coming out from, a massive range of organisations within the community. And today again, we're going to explore North Melbourne and the Huddle. But first of all, I'd just like to welcome James Robertella. James, how are you today? It's great to have you again.
Yeah, fantastic to be here, Barry, and another great start to the week. So looking forward to our conversation today. And as you sort of touched on, it's been fantastic to have a range of guests on. And I know the Wyndham Huddle quite well, and the fantastic programs that they deliver within Wyndham. So really keen to have a chat to John and Steph today. And without further ado, I would like to welcome John King, the Head of Education and Careers at the Huddle Wyndham, and Steph Webb, Community Sport and Recreation Coordinator at the Huddle Wyndham as well. Welcome, John and Steph.
Thanks, James, and thanks, Barry. Really glad to be here and really appreciate the invite to come on.
Thanks for having us, guys. Excited to have a chat to you guys.
Look, it's great to have you on, and we're excited, Steph, to speak to you as well, and probably a very important position you hold within the community. It's that link between that elite sport, and it's a sport that obviously a lot of us just follow very closely, but also the community as well, and the work you're doing in the community. So great to have you on board. So perhaps to start off with, tell us a little bit about the Huddle. What is the Huddle, and where did it come from, and how did it get to Wyndham?
Sure. So the Huddle started back in 2010. So we're actually celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, and over the next few months, and as the football season starts to kick back in, and thank goodness the football season will be kicking back in shortly, we will be releasing some promotional material and some details celebrating that 10-year anniversary, which we're really looking forward to be able to share with the community. But in a nutshell, we began back in 2010 as a tutoring program out of our Arden Street facility to cater for the needs of the young people that were living in the Flemington and Kensington high-rise flats areas, and providing support for young people who might not have been able to get that support from home for whatever reasons. And from there, it's grown and grown and grown with the support of organisations like the Scanlon Foundation and the PMF Foundation and the Reverend David Logan Foundation as well. And we've been able to move across into the different regions that North Melbourne has their Next Generation Academy zones in, of which one of is Wyndham, of course, and also down in Tasmania. And we've been implementing more work and programs in those regions over the last few years. Specifically in Wyndham, we've been there since the end of 2016, sort of late 2016, and we currently work out of the Chirnside Park home ground of the Werribee Football Club there. We have our own office space. Largely our programs are using and leveraging the power of sport and AFL to connect communities. We see sport as a real connector, and we use that commonality, that common ground to support young people to feel more socially included wherever it may be, in areas of education and careers, sports and recreation, digital skills, and a whole bunch of other programs. So that's kind of what we do.
That's brilliant. And moving to you, Steph, as your community sport and recreation coordinator. In your role, what does that sort of look after, and what sort of programs are you involved with?
Yeah, cool. So from a sport and recreation side of things, we run a variety of different programs. So we've got our Next Generation in Schools, which is AFL clinics, North Melbourne player appearances, and AFL Nines carnivals, which mainly are directed at primary schools. While the season's running with fans, we generally offer free tickets out to the community as well. And then we also run a Huddle Up Junior and Huddle Up Senior program, which is a sport program. It's not just AFL, it's a variety of different sports, just trying to get young people engaged, make new friends in the community, and improve that mental well-being. In particular, in Wyndham, we've got 5 Huddle Up Senior locations. We're really lucky to have Wyndham City Council on board partnering with us for that program. We've also got some women's workout programs, which are run at a variety of different community centres. So, yeah, it's a women-only workout program just to provide women the opportunity to get involved in a private and safe setting. And then I guess from a social cohesion side of things, some of our colleagues run a his and her story, which are male and female only camps. We've also got Huddle Slam, which is a basketball tournament. And we've also got Anisku Falan, which is a women's forum focusing on different things such as digital, financial literacy, education, and things like that. So as a whole, like sport and rec it is always pretty busy. But I think the best thing about it is, being involved with a footy club. It's great to be able to share the game of AFL, but also to be able to get young people engaged in any type of sport. It may not be AFL. It could be basketball, soccer, volleyball, anything just to get young people active, really.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, wow. You guys are doing so much.
Yeah, always a lot sort of happening. And I think that's probably like one of the big struggles of working from home. We're always out in schools playing sport with kids, and now we're kind of stuck in this little box.
Like the impact you guys must have, and so many of the people we talk to just have an amazing impact within the community. But John, do you have a favourite story? Something that really encapsulates what you do or the impact that you have?
Well, look, I think, just going from what Steph's spoken about there, the programs that we deliver out in the community, the opportunities to get active and deliver our programs in schools or at community centres or community ovals is always fantastic. And we also run school holiday programs. So I guess what we're doing is we're trying to get connect with sport, connect through sport, but then try and support them into other areas that are going to assist them through life, and that's kind of where my role is. So we run study support programs and career and employment skills programs as well. One of the programs that we run is our Huddle holidays, and the best feeling is getting a group of kids coming into the program on the bus in the morning. We drive around and pick them all up and take them to the location that the activity is at, and it's dead silence because they're all from different schools and they're all from different backgrounds and they're all from relatively different age groups as well, and they're all on the bus. There might be 10 or 12 of them. They're all silent. They're not saying a word, and then they go and they do the activity, and slowly they come out of their shells and slowly they start to engage not only with us but with each other as well. And that's what we see as social inclusion, is about bringing people together through the activities that we do, allowing them to get to know each other, allowing them to, learn something or pick up some new skills or even just some confidence in what they're doing. And then when we take them home on the bus at the end of the night, it's noisy and I've got to tell them to shut up because they're just too loud and I can't concentrate on driving. So that's really what we're all about. We're about connecting with the people that we work with across community, making them feel welcome, making them feel a part of not only the Huddle but the North Melbourne Football Club, and really driving home that idea of social inclusion and getting to know each other and getting along with each other.
It's so broad, isn't it, Barry? I mean, and those are some fantastic stories, John, and appreciate providing that insight, because I can only picture myself being on the bus and back when I was that age, I could certainly feel the same way. So I'm aware of the fantastic work that you're doing, and it's great to hear some more details around it. Steph, during this time, which has been difficult for everyone, how has the Huddle adjusted in terms of delivering your programs, or where have your efforts sort of focused on across the past few months?
Yeah, cool. So as John and I both touched on, a lot of our programs are run either in schools, community centres, local oval. So at the start, it was very tricky to adjust. But I think as a team, we've done really well in being able to support the community as much as we can. A few different things we've been doing is supporting teachers who we work with different resources. So providing them with a Huddle playbook for primary school age students to do at home. We're currently working on some fundamental motor skill videos. And we've also got our True North portal, which hosts a variety of different videos from AFL and AFLW players who are speaking about their values and their life journey. So supporting teachers has been a massive part of what we've been doing. Our social cohesion team has done an amazing job in being able to support families with food supplies, laptops, IT resources and things like that, just so that young people, are able to adapt to the online learning. We've also got our Huddle Up with Boomer workouts. So they're 15-minute workouts first thing in the morning just to start your day off right, which are posted on our Facebook page. And then I suppose we've also adapted some of our physical programs to the online setting as well. So our Huddle Up Junior program is being run online, which is for North Melbourne kids, unfortunately. But we've also got Women's Workout, which I run on Thursdays, which is promoted through the Wyndham Together page. So if anyone wants to get involved in any women want to get involved, it's a nice, simple workout that you can do inside. So register on Wyndham Together page. And we also run a Ramadan stretching session. So yeah, from a sport and rec side of things, it's been pretty busy. Trying to support as many people as we can. I think John can touch on a few different things we've been doing from an education side of thing as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, we've been really fortunate that we haven't been as impacted as some other organisations and businesses since the restrictions from COVID-19 have sort of been in place. We've been able to maintain our full staff, and we've been able to really pivot what we do as a community organisation and shift a lot of our programs into an online space so that we can continue to meet our requirements, but more importantly, meet the needs of the community. So in the first few weeks, we were very much on the front foot with connecting with members of the community and finding out what the needs were, finding out where they required support if that were the case, and also trying to figure out ways that we could continue to run our face-to-face programs in an online space. So our Study Squad program, which is our face-to-face tutoring program that we deliver at both Arden Street and at the Huddle Wyndham, we were able to shift that over to an online platform and continue to support young people with their schooling through a pretty challenging time for most young people, especially those that are in their VCE year of studies. We also run our employment skills programs online, and we've been partnering with Wyndham Youth Services. Every fortnight on a Wednesday, we get a group together and we conduct resume writing workshops. And we also have a drop-in version of that where anybody who's looking for any advice on maybe they're applying for a position or they might have a job interview coming up, they can get online to our Game Changers program and speak with Noura Hashim, who is our careers advisor in North Melbourne, and get some specific and tailored advice on what they can do to better improve their chances of securing employment.
That's fantastic. Once again, the width and breadth of what you're doing is amazing. What are some of the biggest challenges you've seen from both perspectives, yours, but also the people that you're assisting? What are those challenges that you've had to meet, but you've helped others meet as well?
I think, in particular, the Women's Workout program is generally targeted. You can be for any age, anyone above the age of 18. So I think the technology has been a bit of an issue with that one. Trying to get some of the older ladies online to Zoom has been a little bit tricky, but you've got to pass out as much instructions as you can, and being able to provide those instructions in different languages as well, just to try and help out. So I think that's an issue that I've faced with transitioning everything to online.
Yeah. And that extends to, the young people and the families that we work with where English is an additional language in the family. I have a young son who is in grade 4, and we've had to do, remote learning over the last few months. And I find that challenging enough, where all the resources are in English, where all of the instructions are in English. Schools have been caught on the hop by this like everybody else, and it's been a really difficult time for schools to be able to implement these remote learning environments for kids. And what we've really tried to do and what we've had a real focus on is being able to connect with families that don't have the same means or the same ability to properly connect with schools, to ensure that the young people in those families are still able to engage with their learning effectively, whether it be through providing access to technology or whether it be through even directly going to the school and making contact on behalf of families to ensure that young people are getting the information that they need to continue their schooling in as uninterrupted way as possible, which has been very challenging, but something that we're really pleased and really proud to be able to help families with, especially in the Wyndham area.
I want to digress a little bit, and I'm hanging out to talk about this person, and you probably know who I'm going to talk about, John, but at WynActive, Jamie Washburn, who is our aquatics operations coordinator and just a top young man. And he started to work with you, and he's talked to me about us becoming closer, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. But we were fortunate enough through the Huddle to get just an amazing staff member, and I think
exactly what you're talking about.
Do you want to talk about Mo and how he came to you, and then I can talk about how he's been with us?
Yeah, so Mo came to the Huddle, and I hope he doesn't mind me speaking about him. Mo, if you ever tune in, it'd be great to catch up again soon. Mo was actually playing basketball with my basketball team over the last season before we got shut down as well. So I know Mo both personally and professionally through the Huddle, and he came to us through one of our contacts to support one of our in-house processes, which is a design lab. A lot of what we do and a lot of the programs that we create are informed by the community and informed by the people who participate in our programs. And we were talking about, revamping some of the things that we did, and we invited some people in from the Wyndham and the North Melbourne community, and Mo was one of those people. And he came to us where he was a little bit, I wouldn't say lost, but he was certainly searching for a bit of a new direction. He'd been in the army, and he'd been working a few jobs in construction and some other things, and he was sort of wanting a bit of a change, and he sort of knew where his passions lay, but he really didn't know where to start. And we were able to connect him into the program in partnership that Jamie was running, and that was to become a lifeguard over at WynActive. And he just fell in love with it. And not only did he fall in love with it, but he was from what I've heard, he was just one of the standout participants in that program. And he's gone on to become a valuable asset for WynActive. And not only that, but we see him as a valuable and a valuable asset and a valuable advocate for the Huddle and what we do. So we're really proud of Mo. We're so glad that he's worked out with you guys. And we can't wait to see where his next chapters take him, because he's an absolute superstar.
I can tell you right now, and James, when you come down to Aquapulse next, and hopefully Mo's there, I'll introduce you. But Mo came on board. He was obviously very well trained. He's got a great attitude, which is so important. He was willing to learn. He became one of our best lifeguards, and we have got some great lifeguards, no doubt about it. But he was just willing to go over and above on a continual basis, and show the sort of common sense, the willingness that we're now training him up to be a centre care manager or a duty manager. Unfortunately, we were doing the training. He was just about to finish and become a duty manager, and of course we had to shut down the centres. But I'm really looking forward to him coming back, and hopefully he will come back. We've had to stand him down, unfortunately, with 300 plus other staff. So as hopefully in the near future we're opening the centres up, the likes of Mo can come back. But just an absolute advocate for what you, John and Steph, what you are doing and how you're helping the community is certainly Mo at Aquapulse, no doubt about that. So thank you. We really appreciate it.
And I think that's a great segue that into our favourite moment of the webcast, John and Steph. If you've tuned into a couple of these in the past, you might know that we like to practice gratitude and look back on the positive things that are going on. And I'm sure Mo is certainly something that you're grateful for, Barry and John. But today we would love to know what you're both grateful for currently. I might start with you, Steph.
Yeah, cool. So I'm really grateful for still being able to work throughout this whole period. It's great being able to wake up in the morning, still have that routine with my mind ticking over, and still being able to contribute to the community and support where need be. So yeah, really grateful to have a great bunch of people to work with as well. Definitely makes the day easier.
Beautiful. John?
Yeah, look, I'm grateful for the slower lifestyle that this has afforded me and my family. I tell you, I was pre-lockdown. I was 4 nights a week and 1 day on the weekend doing kids' sports and swimming and everything else, and continuously chasing my tail. So over the last couple of months, we've been able to really settle down and get back into a bit of a rhythm in our household where we're spending a lot of time together. We're not rushed around to do that, and we're just getting back to the simple things: cooking in the kitchen, drawing pictures. It's been really enjoyable over the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's brilliant, and thank you for sharing, both of you. And that resonates with me, Barry, and finding that time to to do all the little things and appreciate those little things, but also to be able to still work and make a meaningful impact is important. But what about you, Barry? We John and Steph, the challenge for us is that we have to be grateful for something every time we do a WynActive webcast, and we're certainly very positive people. But it's great to find out what you're grateful for today, Barry.
Well, surely it's having us on board.
That goes without saying, of course. And but I've got a little bit of a story to tell you in this, and just in preparing for this, I was sitting and I read through what we're talking about, and I've gone to the Huddle website and read that just to make sure I'm over things. And I'm going, gratitude. What am I grateful for today? And my wife was here. I said, what am I grateful for today? And she said, well, me, of course. And of course I am grateful for my lovely wife and my wonderful family, etc. But look, I was thinking, what have I changed? What have I explored? What have I found out in this time? And it suddenly dawned on me, and I hadn't thought of this before, but I've actually got into YouTube. And I look at a variety of things that interest me, but it's just great to go on every night. And while my wife and daughter are watching Neighbours, I don't know why, but anyway, I jump onto YouTube and have a look at that, and it's been really fascinating. I've learned some things and just seen some different stuff that I wouldn't have seen before. So probably grateful to YouTube. There you go. I never thought I'd say that, but there you go. And you, James, what are you grateful for today?
Yeah, look, I'm similar to Steph, certainly grateful to still be working. But today I'm grateful for the Yui boom and the beautiful sounds that it produces when I chuck the music on. So while I'm working away here, I do enjoy listening to a bit of music, and having the headphones in all the time is it's not my favourite, but so that the Yui boom comes in handy, and I'm very grateful for receiving that a couple of Christmases ago. So that's today's positivity. But yeah,
fantastic. I'm sure, and that's fair enough. And I think music it's really interesting. It has played a really important part of my life, and obviously your life, James. But in our lives, and probably everyone's lives now, as we have been isolated a lot more. What do you think, James, Steph?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I've been getting into a lot more exercising, which has been good. Kind of like what John touched on before. You've been able to slow down a lot. I've been doing lunchtime workouts and things like that, and I'm sure the neighbours are sick of the music that's being played outside.
Have you got into anything a bit more, John?
Yeah, look, similar to Steph, I've been exercising a lot. I've got a little, just up on my office wall here, I've got a little, I guess it's a self-care plan that I have, and it's got things on there like exercise, writing and drawing, reading from a book and not my phone or a tablet, and also something around learning, which I've been trying to tick off every day. I've got a couple of numbers that I need to reach each week, and it keeps me a little bit accountable. But you touched on music, and a group of my friends and I were sending each other albums to listen to and review as well, just to keep connected in that sense. So keeping connected with friends has been important. Being able to have Zoom catch-ups with friends has been really important, especially in those first few weeks. But certainly keeping active, keeping exercising, and keeping my mind ticking over have been really important for me.
Brilliant.
I think that's great advice, isn't it, James?
Yeah.
Not advice, but just tips, just how other people are, or how we are coping.
That's right. And yeah, like I'm a big music fan. So John, I'd be keen to know what is do you have a number one album that you go to each and every time?
Oh, look, there's a couple. I'll probably give you a couple of bands instead. So my go-to music is my favourite band of all time is probably Tool, who I was fortunate enough to go and see in February. just before lockdown began to be imposed. They were here on the 22nd and 23rd of February, so I was fortunate enough to go and see Tool. But I also love Audio Slave and Chris Cornell and Rage Against the Machine and those sorts of guys. So, but funnily enough, the first album, we have a book of the 900 albums or so that you have to listen to before you die, and my friend opened that up with just a random page number, and the first one he picked out was Pearl Jam's 10. So we had a good time reviewing that one as well. So there you go, all you 90s people out there who grew up in the 90s. You might recognise a few of those. If you didn't, if you're a little bit younger than what I am, you probably don't have a clue what I'm talking about.
I don't think I knew any of those artists.
No, that's brilliant. And look, John, Steph, thank you very much for giving out your time and sharing what is a small snapshot, but a fantastic overview of what the Huddle Wyndham do and the Huddle in generally. And yeah, we look forward to connecting over, once we come back to somewhat of a normal everyday lifestyle. And yeah, again, thank you for joining us, and all the best moving forward with all your programs and the fantastic work that you're doing.
Great. I'll just flag there, James, as you mentioned, that if anyone is interested in learning more about the Huddle, please do go to our website. It's nmfc.com.au/Huddle. And, we have our regular timetables that go up each month that outline the programs that we're going to be doing. We're lucky enough to be delivering our first face-to-face program back these school holidays with our Huddle Holidays program in Wyndham. So any young people between the ages of 15 and 18, check that out. There'll be some great activities to come back and reconnect with some of your peers and with the Huddle as well. So, and also there's Steph and I. You can reach out to Steph and I as well to talk through employment, sport and rec, education, whatever you like. Please do get in touch.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, Steph. It's been great to have you here today. I just really enjoyed once again to hear all of your stories. Thanks, James. Thank you for joining us. We're just grateful that you're finding time to have a look at the WynActive Webcast, and I know that you're enjoying them and learning a lot, just like James and I are. As normal, please stay healthy, look after each other, and of course, keep smiling. Bye for now.